It's October the 30th, and this is your Pacific Palisades Real Estate Market Update. I'm James Respondek with Rodeo Realty, and I've sold hundreds of homes to generations of Palisadians. Here's this week's important market activity. There are 295 properties for sale. 206 of those are land listings and 89 are existing homes. Since the fire, we've sold 343 properties. Of those, 279 are land listings and 64 are existing homes, 59 in escrow right now, 42 are land, 17 are homes. By the way, the average price of the land that's sold to date, $262 per square foot. This week's important market activity in the alphabet land listings category, 15 properties for sale right now, 73 have sold, 5 are in escrow. The average price per square foot in that is $287 a square foot. Just listed 15469 Albright Street. Wow, an almost 9,300 square foot lot listed for $2.2, which is coming in at $237 a foot. I love this listing. You know why? It's very close to the village, but it's on its own little private, almost feeling cul-de-sac. And it's a huge lot coming in at $237. Good value in my books. Just sold 854 Hartzell, a 7,800 square foot lot. Sold for $2,327. Now that's sold at $237 or $298 a foot. The average price in there, $287, so it's right there. And Hartzell, one of the better streets again because it's nice and wide. Just listed 900 Hartzell. This listed for $1,007,000. It's a close to 6,200 square foot lot, coming in at $275 a foot. Not bad. And just sold is 1042 Kagawa Street, sold for almost for a little over $2 million, $2,050,000. It's a 6,800 square foot lot, and that sold for right around $300 a foot, so pretty much right on the mark there. And just went into escrow, 751 Hartzell. This is one of that little triangular lot down near Sunset. Why did it go in? Because it's only asking $1,060,000 or $253 a foot. And just listed 756 Hartzell, a 6,500 square foot lot, listed for $1,600,000 or $250,000. That's really well priced. Now that's Hartzell down a little closer to Sunset, but getting close to Drummond there. It's actually a nice spot, easy in and out if you're traveling into town. Let's go for this week's activity above the alphabet streets land listings. There are 21 active properties listings that are on the market right now. 13 have sold. The average price per square foot there, $249. Now understand that the square footage up there is going to vary a little bit because of the lot sizes or flat, and then what's actually flat. I'll tell you why right now. 14706 Oracle Place just sold for $3.4 million. Now it's showing 11,000 square feet or a little over. I think it was closer to like 7 to 8. So if you really extrapolate that, you're coming in at $450. Why is that? It's up at the top a little bit up there on a cul-de-sac. Big views, and big views are big money. Let's go to the Via Bluff land listings. This week's activity, 27 properties for sale right now. 43 have sold since the fire, 8 in escrow. The average price per square foot, $297 a square foot. Just sold 500 Swarthmore. Now this is an 8332 square foot lot, sold for $2,557 or $307 a foot. This is right on the corner of Swarthmore and Earlham. It's a nice spot, big lot, and there's an alley in the back so you can have discrete entrance into your garages. It's kind of a cool setup. Same thing with this one, 425 Swarthmore also. And that sold for $1.9 million. That's a 5448 square foot lot. It came in at $350 a foot, so it's a little higher. This is a little closer to the bluffs, not that much. And it does have an alleyway also that goes around this property. Again, you can like hide away your garage entrance and stuff. So it's got a nice setup there. 711 Via de la Paz is just listed. And that's a rimside lot there. I call it the rimside because it has the views back over the Temescal Canyon area there, back to the mountains. And that's an 8,300 square foot lot. Good sized lot. 2,850 or $343 a foot. And just sold 336 Via de la Paz. This is on the corner of Via and Friend Street. Nice location, close to the bluffs. And that's a 7,500 square footer. And that sold for just under $3 million or $2,989, coming in at about $400 a foot. So you can see the closer to the bluffs you get down there, a little pricier it is per square foot. And just sold 15209 DePaul. This was a great buy, by the way. This sold for $2,650. It had originally gone on at $3.5. And so this sold for $260 a foot. Now this is on DePaul on the what I call the rim side again also, because it looks down into the little parkland there and across to the Huntington. You even get a little peekaboo ocean view down at the back of this lot. So that was a nice buy. This week's activity in Rustic Canyon for existing homes. There are 7 properties for sale and 10 have sold since the fire, 2 in escrow. The average price in there close to $6.4 million. And just went under contract 574 Latimer Street. It's asking $5.3 million, 4,600 square foot house on a 17,000 square foot lot. This is a post and beam, a little funky areas down below. We'll see where this closes. Great location. This week's activity in Santa Monica Canyon, existing homes, 14 properties for sale. 22 have sold and 4 are in escrow. And just sold 552 Stassi Lane, sold for just under $5 million or just under 4.9. 4,000 square foot house on a 7,500 square foot uphill lot, okay? So it didn't have a lot of flat land, but a pretty cool contemporary house. And you had views across the canyon, maybe a little views down into towards the beach down there. And just gone into escrow, 546 East Rustic. This is right on the stairs there, deep down on East Rustic. It's a nice location. The house, kind of a little funky. It's got a little up and downsies going on in the floor plan, but you know what? You can't beat the location, and it's under $3 million. We'll see where it closes. Okay, so this week's activity in the Riviera land listings. Now, there's not a lot of land listings in the Riv because there wasn't that many burned there, but this one just sold 13735 Romney. So this is Romney down below Amalfi, and it's also what I would call a rim lot because it rims back over Rustic or Evans Road there. This is a little over 12,000 square foot lot, and it sold for just under $5 million or $400 a square foot. So it's a pretty nice buy. Maybe not all that. 12 was flat, so it might come up to $500 a foot. This week's activity in Riviera existing homes. 29 properties for sale, 18 have sold, 1's in escrow, and just listed 1072 Amalfi Drive. Now this is a big new house done by Fountainhead. You know, they make good houses, and this is a big house. It's 10.6 million. It's a 16,000 square foot lot, asking $22 million. Or a little over $2,000 a square foot. I like it, but it's very predictable. So, you know, if you want that, it's a great opportunity. It might be a little pricey. Here we go at 745. Napoli has finally sold. It's been in escrow for probably 10 months, and it was asking 7.6. Finally sold for 5.8. As I recall, it's been so long now. I think it had some geo issues or something. I remember a lot of cracking going on in the concrete and whatever. So most likely they had to do some studies on that, and maybe they bought some free time as a developer so he can get ready and hit the bricks running when he closes. That would be my guess. And just listed 1675 San Remo Drive, another brand new construction property. This one I think has a little kind of different feels to it, so it's a little more custom feeling, whereas the one before, great house but very predictable. And this is 7,850 square feet on a almost 13,000 square foot lot, asking 17.25. Coming in at $2,200 a foot, so not inexpensive there, but a nice house. I did like that one. Let's go to the Upper El Medio land listings for this week's activity. We have 12 listings on the market, 9 have sold, and just listed 1051 El Medio. You know, I don't think I've ever seen this house, and I've probably seen just about every house in the Palisades over the years, but this one I don't recall ever seeing. Great kind of post and beam, modern. It's a cool house. Oops, my apologies. This is not this thing what I'm thinking of. This is actually a land listing, 1051 El Medio. Now this is actually a good buy, 17,000 square foot lot, and most of this is flat. Views. And you can get to it. It's on its own little private drive. It also sides to El Medio. Listed at just under $3 million or $163 a foot. I like this buy. This is the one I'm talking about. This is the Upper El Medio existing homes. This week's activity. 4 active listings. None have sold, and 1's in escrow. And this is 1109 El Medio. This is what I was talking about just a minute ago. I thought it was not the land listing. And this is 3132 square feet in a cool, contemporary, great views, beautiful lot. Does have a power pole kind of like sitting in the middle of the view a little bit, but I call it urban art, right? Anyway, this is nice, $3.6 million. So I did have a good feel about this house a lot. Let's go to this week's activity in the Las Casas Loop land listings. Can you say that really fast? Okay, 8 active listings right now in the area, and 4 have sold, and just listed 340 Las Casas. Now this has nice views. This is Las Casas north of that is actually on the inside, not on the outside of Las Casas. So it's the better side, because the other side can get sunset noise if you're too close. This is 7,500 square foot lot for $1,545,000 or just over $200 a foot. This feels like a good value. And then we have 627 Marquette Streets, just listed, 7,800 square foot lot, a little bit kind of uphilly on this one. Now this one overlooks the Las Pulgas Canyon, and this end of Marquette tends to be a little more rustic, funky, okay? And this is listed at $1,500,000 or $192 a foot. Let's go to this week's activity in the Marquez Knolls land listings. 58 properties for sale, 41 have sold, 11 in escrow. And that is the average price for sales in there, $181 a foot. A lot of activity in there. Just sold 805 Jaycon, and this sold for $1,269,000. It's 9,446 square foot lot. Not all that's flat. Some of it goes up the hill in the back. And that's coming in at $134 a foot. You know, adjusted for the flat, I don't know, it's probably $175 or so. Let's go to 635 Lockman, has just listed an almost 8,100 square foot lot for $2.3 million or $285 a foot. Now that's going to have some views. It's to the lower part of Lockman, but it will have some views. And just listed 16530 Chattanooga, a 6,600 square foot lot. Now this will have views as well. It's listed at $1,525,000 or $231 a foot. Just sold 738 Jaycon Way. Sold for $1,515,000, 11,000 square foot lot. Not all of that's flat again, because Jaycon, you're in a little kind of canyon, and the back will usually go uphill. So we'll adjust that. It'll probably come in again at more like that 175. I'm feeling like somewhere around there. 1052 Tellum has just listed for 2640, and this has views. They're saying 17,000. Not all that's flat. So I don't know, maybe 10, maybe. So let's go to 941 Bienvenida, just listed for $2 million, a 13,000 square foot lot. Not all that's flat. It's kind of like, should just, make that the recurring theme here. Anyway, 13,000 is the gross. It's, it's probably coming in closer to 200 a foot of the flat. 16957 Livorno Way has just listed for $1,600,000, 9239, all flat. Okay, you were waiting for that, and that's coming in at 173 a foot. So, not a bad value. Good sized lot. This week's activity in the Marquez Knolls existing homes. 6 active listings on the market right now. 8 have sold. 2 are in escrow. The average price in there right now is $2.45. And this just listed 707 Jaycon Way, a 2320 square foot house on a 12,000 square foot lot. You guessed it, not all that's flat. And this is listed for $2.8 million. Yeah, this is nice. The house is in good shape. I mean, it's not it's a redo, kind of an average redo. 2.9, 2.8. Yeah, it's probably a little on the high side, but a nice, easy to move into house. Okay, let's go to this week's activity in the Highlands land listings. 15 active listings. 13 have sold. 5 are in escrow. The average price in the Highlands for land, $107 a square foot. That is crazy. Just sold 17239 Avenida de la Herradura. Look at this. This is sold for $826,000. Wow. Crazy. Put a prefab on there. You could probably be in there under $2 million and have a brand new house. Anyway, that's amazing. It's 8,000 square feet. And I think that's pretty much all flat. That's crazy. And let's go to this week's activity in the Pacific View Estates. That's the western boundary of the Palisades, just before Sunset Mesa. 3 active listings. 3 are in escrow, and 2 just went in on Surfview. 370 Surfview, which is asking 3,429. This started at like 4,195 or something like that, and finally they reduced it down to like 3, I think around 3.5, and bang, bingo, it sold. Okay, yeah, 3,429 I should say is what it's asking. I don't know what it's in escrow. I'm pretty sure it's pretty close. Listen to this: 23,000 square foot lot. I feel like maybe 15-ish of that's flat. 14, 15, 13, 14, I don't know, a lot, and it has ocean views. House is a total fixer. 400 Surfview just went into escrow. This is on the corner of Surfview and Surfview Lane, and this was listed under $3 million, which is really a great price for that area. And that is a 16,000 square foot lot and a 3,000 square foot house. It does have some ocean views. The house is a total fixer. By the way, I'm going to just pitch my listing I have up there. 341 Surfview is a fabulous one-story. So if you want a easy living one-story with a real resort feeling backyard, this is it. We're listed at 4,175, and it's a good sized house, almost 3,500 square feet. Sunset Mesa land listing activity this week. 7 properties for sale. 22 have sold. Wow. 3 are in escrow. The average price per square foot of the land up there, $183 a square foot. Just sold. 3503 Shore Heights, a 7,500 square foot lot. sold for $1,260 or $168 a foot. And this is on the backside of Shore Heights, so out the back you have great views into the canyon. From the second story, maybe even a little glimpses from the front, ocean views back down towards Santa Monica. And just sold, 3834 Surfwood is a 36 square foot lot. Look at this, sold for $1,295 or $177 a foot. This has ocean glimpses. Malibu Beach land listings activity this week, interesting. 28 properties for sale, 17 have sold, 2 are in escrow, and just went into escrow 19300 Pacific Coast Highway, a 20-foot frontage lot, which is coming in at $75,000 a foot, asking $1,475. Let's see where that closes. And just listed 2064 Pacific Coast Highway, also 20,000 square foot lot. This is coming in at $90,000 a front foot at 1.8. Now the reason it's a little more is that this beach is a little sandier. It's a little better beach, in my opinion. I hope this information has been helpful to you. And if you're looking to find your perfect property, I see more property than just about anybody. Or if you're thinking of selling, I've navigated the toughest of markets for my clients. Call me. I'd love to help you. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.